Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Mamie. Today I am going to be doing some recommendations. So Goth album recommendations. This is primarily for baby bats, so people new to Goth, people who are just getting into Goth music and need some recommendations, need to sort of know where to start. This video is mainly for baby bats, but if you're a seasoned Goth and you're interested in what I'm gonna list, that's totally fine. This video is, I guess, for whoever wants this video, right? So starting at number 1 is Floodland by the Sisters of Mercy, a very iconic Goth album. So this album, I would say, is a staple of Gothic rock. Like I said, absolutely iconic and easily one of my favorite albums of all time. I think it's a perfect introduction to the genre. This Corrosion is such a fantastic song and it makes me want to dance every time I hear it. When it comes on Goth night, you know I'm on the floor, you know I'm dancing. It's truly one of the most influential Goth albums of all time, and I can't recommend this record enough. Alright, so second album recommendation is With Sympathy by Ministry. I forgot to include the date of the first one. So Floodland came out in 1987, With Sympathy came out in 1983. That one is by Ministry. So not to be that person, but Ministry's early synth pop work is personally my favorite. I don't care for the band's sound changing to industrial later on in their career. It's okay, but it's not my favorite. If you like the industrial change, that's cool. Personally, I liked the synth pop days better. I don't think that's a controversial opinion amongst Goths, however. I'm Not an Effigy is my favorite track off of With Sympathy. Why can't I say my words? And then Work for Love is definitely a close second for me. I do recommend checking out both of those songs. So next recommendation is In the Flat Field by Bauhaus. That record came out in 1980. I could have put any Bauhaus album on this list in all honesty. Probably the earlier albums, I would say, would be better recommendations. But honestly, I love Bauhaus so much. I recommend checking out Dark Entries off of this album and Stigmata Martyr. Also, Peter Murphy and Daniel Ash's solo work is great and is 100% worth checking out if you'd like to sort of take a deeper dive. Excuse me, I have my computer out here. I'm trying not to show too much when I'm bending over, So next recommendation is Juju by Susie and the Banshees. That one came out in 1981. I don't think this list would be complete without a Susie and the Banshees record. Juju is my favorite record of theirs, and it's a fantastic Goth staple album. I recommend the popular Goth anthem Spellbound, as well as its slightly lesser known Monitor, which I think Monitor is a fantastic song and it doesn't get enough hype. Spellbound is the most well-known song off of Juju, like I just mentioned, but Monitor is my personal favorite. Okay, next one. I would have it closer so I'm not bending down, but to get myself in frame, my tripod is very small, so I should get a bigger tripod soon. Alright, next recommendation is so good. Disintegration by The Cure. This one came out in 1989. Disintegration is the Goth album, you guys. It is the Goth album ever. It really is a masterpiece and it never gets old for me. It's a very emotional album and it features some of The Cure's most popular songs such as Pictures of You, Love Song, and Lullaby. I recommend checking out all 3 songs to start. Love Song is my personal favorite off the album and it's actually my favorite song of all time, period. Little fun fact. Only Theater of Pain, Christian Death, 1982 is our next one. I recommend Spiritual Cramp and Death Wish off this album. Also, Roz Williams was a very influential figure in terms of Goth fashion and makeup and really Goth style as a whole, aesthetically. So for all my baby bats watching, definitely Google him for some fashion inspo. He dressed really cool. In short, Only Theater of Pain is another staple goth album every baby bat should check out. I am doing the Italian-American grandmother speaking with my hands thing. I am sorry, I cannot help it. Okay, next recommendation is, please bear with me for this name, Wet Warm Cling Film Red Velvet Crush. That is the album title. It's very long, there are many nouns and adjectives going on there. So this was released by Specimen, one of my favorite bands of all time, in 1983. So Specimen are definitely in my top 5 goth bands of all time. I'm reading off my computer, so if I look over there, that's why. They were a blend of goth, glam, and death rock that really made them stand out. Johnny Slut, yes, that is his stage name, and Ollie Wisdom, rest in peace to Ollie, are 2 huge goth icons as well. Wet Warm Cling Film Red Velvet Crush, long album title, I know is my favorite Specimen album. Anyways, I recommend checking out Hex and their most famous song, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Toxin by Exmal Deutschland is next. This one came out in 1984. This album is a little different as the band was German and the entire album is sang in German. I speak no German whatsoever, but it sounds really cool and I highly recommend this one if you enjoy listening to music in different languages. I personally do. I think it sounds very cool hearing music in different languages and hearing people even speak in different languages. So I wanted to include an album that's not in English for this list. Incubus Succubus 2 is their most popular track and the one I recommend, for somebody who's checking out the band for the first time. Personally, I do not like their I read to the next line. I do not like their second and final album, but I highly recommend their debut, Toxin. This sound is very Halloween-y in a way that isn't corny or overdone, which I appreciate. It kind of sounds like, I don't know, music that you would hear playing in like a vampire's castle. I love it. Okay. Alright, so we have 2 more recommendations, you guys. So, Off the Bone by The Cramps. This one was released in 1983. I can already hear the weird goth elitists in my comment section for this one. I've met so many goths who adore The Cramps, and I've met a few who dislike them, but for the vast majority, goth people tend to really like The Cramps, myself included. So The Cramps' music is not gothic rock or any goth genre really to begin with, but their genre is best described as a blend of punk rock, gothabilly, psychobilly, and surf, so not gothic rock, so different than most of the albums on this list. Punks and goths alike enjoy their music. Again, no, they're not gothic rock, synth pop, darkwave, or death rock, but they are a very influential band and that's why I am including them in this video. Off the Bone is a fantastic album featuring their most popular song, Human Fly, which I cannot recommend enough. I love that one. The Way I Walk is another song you should check out by them. Alright, final suggestion, or recommendation as I should say. So this one is Inked in Red by Vision Video. This record came out in 2021. I'm sure some people were waiting for a modern goth album recommendation, and here it is. Of course, there are so many amazing modern goth bands, Vision Video being my favorite, but since this video recommends staple albums, I stuck with a lot of 80s ones since I think that's best when you're familiarizing yourself with the genre. Anyways, time to talk about this album. Vision Video is one of my favorite bands of all time, and they have personally been so kind to me, and I actually have an interview with them on my channel, on this channel that you're currently watching, if you would like to watch that after this video. Inked in Red, their debut album, their debut album, I lost my place, is one of those no-skip albums. I am so overjoyed that they have gotten so popular amongst goths because they deserve all the love and respect in the world. They are great human beings who make equally amazing music. Inked in Red is a great note to end on as it is a modern record, and I purposely wanted to end this video with a modern album, and Inked in Red is simply the best one with no competition in this book when it comes to modern goth albums. I recommend the title track, so Inked in Red is also a song, is also, you know, the title of the album, and also the singles, excuse me, it's been a long day, but also the songs Broken Fingers and In My Side. Before I go, I just wanted to say a huge thank you for watching this video. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified every time that I post a new video on here. Thank you again, and I will see you dears next time. I hope these suggestions help some baby bats out there, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Okay, bye for real this time. Again, thank you.